Scientists have always looked for water in places other than Earth, and for a very long time, they believed that Earth was the only place where it could be found. But the universe never ceases to amaze us. And now, scientists have discovered signs of water in one of the universe's most unlikely locations. Pluto, the former smallest planet in this solar system and now the largest dwarf planet, is one of the weirdest yet most fascinating planets. It's also been called a scientific wonderland by many. Adding more to its wonders, the planet is showing signs of water. Join us today to find out how it's possible for a planet to have water this far from a star. After Neptune was discovered in 1846, scientists began to notice many inconsistencies occurring in the orbits of the gas giants. So they started their search for a ninth planet. It was Percival Lowell, an American astronomer, who observed Pluto first. He initially noticed the signs of Pluto's existence in 1905, when he detected strange deviations in the orbits of Neptune and Uranus. He proposed that the gravity of another world was dragging on these two planets from beyond. In 1915, Lowell predicted the location of the mysterious planet, but he died before discovering it. Pluto was finally discovered in 1930 by Clyde Tombaugh at the Lowell Observatory, based on predictions by Lowell and other astronomers. Because Pluto is so far away from Earth, little was known about what its size or surface conditions were until NASA's New Horizons mission. NASA's New Horizons probe flew through the Pluto system for the first time on July 14, 2015, producing the first close-up photographs of Pluto and its moons, as well as other data that has revolutionized our knowledge of these fascinating worlds on the solar system's outskirts. Pluto's surface is now coming back into focus after 85 years of mystery, with a new NASA photo displaying towering ice mountains rising from its unexpectedly youthful face. At roughly minus 387 degrees Fahrenheit, Pluto is one of the coldest places in the solar system. It's got a diameter of 1,473 miles, which is less than 1/5 the diameter of Earth, and only about 2/3 as wide as Earth's moon. Pluto orbits the Sun about 3.6 billion miles, or 5.8 billion kilometers, away on average, about 40 times as far as Earth. A year on Pluto is 248 Earth years, and a day on Pluto lasts 153 hours, or about 6 Earth days. About Pluto, scientists have always had some questions. Over the past few decades, astronomers began to inquire if Pluto was simply the first of a group of small, frozen worlds beyond Neptune's orbit, known as the Kuiper Belt. The first habitat of this region, or Kuiper Belt Object KBO, was detected in 1992, and it was known as the 1992 QBI, and it was detected by David Jewett and colleagues using the University of Hawaii's 2.24-meter telescope at Mauna Kea. The confirmation of the first KBO reignited the argument. In addition, when the Hayden Planetarium in New York unveiled an exhibit with only 8 planets in 2000, it sparked outrage. The discovery of Kuiper Belt objects with masses similar to Pluto, however, pushed the situation to a breaking point. The other KBOs include Quaoar, announced in 2002, Sedna, a KBO that's about 3/4 the size of Pluto that was discovered in 2004, and Eris, discovered in 2005, and is slightly smaller than Pluto. At first, Eris appeared to be larger than Pluto. This sparked a controversy among scientists, culminating in the International Astronomical Union's decision to clarify the definition of a planet in 2006. According to this new definition, the planet must be large enough to clear its surroundings of debris. Pluto and Eris, surrounded by the Kuiper Belt, have clearly failed to do so. And Pluto got kicked out of the 9 Planets Club and was categorized as a dwarf planet. However, after the New Horizons mission, the dwarf planet again caught the attention of scientists. Very little was known about the dwarf planet's size or surface conditions until 2015. Early images from New Horizon revealed Pluto's surface to be surprisingly young. The surface features include mountains that reach as high as 11,000 feet, 3,500 meters, and are comparable to the Rocky Mountains on Earth. Much of the surface is covered by methane and nitrogen ice. The mission's observations of Pluto's surface revealed a number of surface features. Alan Stern, New Horizons principal investigator from the Southwest Research Institute, Boulder, Colorado, said, "It's clear to me that the solar system saved the best for last. We could not have explored a more fascinating or scientifically important planet at the end of our solar system. The New Horizons team worked for 15 years to plan and execute this flyby, and Pluto paid us back in spades." One of the most intriguing and strange features was a brilliant plane inside of Pluto's distinctive heart-shaped feature, termed Tombaugh Regio, after Pluto's discoverer. The terrain is made up of a broken surface with irregularly shaped parts that appear to be geologically young due to the lack of impact craters. The left side of the region, an area that takes on the shape of an ice cream cone, is covered in carbon monoxide ice. Other differences in the composition of surface components have been discovered within Pluto's heart. The New Horizons team has dubbed a smooth region in the center left of Tombaugh Regio Sputnik Planum, after Earth's first artificial satellite, Sputnik. This portion of Pluto's surface is devoid of craters generated by meteorite impacts, implying it's pretty young geologically, a little more than 100 million years old. It's thought to consist primarily of nitrogen ice, with smaller fractions of carbon monoxide and methane ice, although relative proportions are uncertain. The data from New Horizon revealed an active and complex surface geology, leading scientists to believe a subsurface ocean exists beneath all the thinned ice shell at Sputnik Planitia. In recent years, those suspicions have morphed into presumptions. Most planetary scientists now accept that Pluto possesses a worldwide liquid ocean beneath its surface, even now. But this isn't it. These findings contradict the dwarf planet's age, because the ocean should have frozen a long time ago, and the inner surface on the ice shell facing the ocean should have been flattened as well. Because at an average distance of 3.6 billion miles from the Sun, in the frigid reaches of the Kuiper Belt, how can there still be liquid water? According to a new study by author Carver Bjersen, a planetary scientist at the University of California, said the cruise, instead of a cold formation, Pluto has a hot start, one full of explosive force, and Pluto formed quickly. The heat generated by the process would have been sufficient to keep subsurface oceans liquid for billions of years. Francis Nemo, the study's author, said, "For a long time, people have thought about the thermal evolution of Pluto and the ability of an ocean to survive to the present day. Now that we have images of Pluto's surface from NASA's New Horizons mission, we can compare what we see with the predictions of different thermal evolution models." The researchers compared geological measurements of Pluto taken by NASA's New Horizons spacecraft during its 2015 flyby of the dwarf planet with several scenarios of Pluto's origin and evolution. Pluto's frozen shell would have experienced compression early in the world's history as heat from radioactive materials melted ice, and then extension later when those radioactive elements broke down and Pluto cooled if Pluto had a cold start. The most ancient regions of Pluto's surface, photographed at high resolution, on the other hand, show no evident signs of compression, but instead it shows ripples caused by expansion. The researchers analyzed the ripples, or so-called extensional features, on Pluto's surface. What is the anomalous behavior of the expansion on cooling and contraction on heating? Water. It expands as it freezes. So, as Pluto's interior cooled, Pluto's surface stretched, generating recognizable structures. According to extensional features seen on its frozen surfaces, such as fissures in its shell and an intriguing pattern of ridges and troughs, Pluto had a hot start. According to the study's lead author, Bjersen, "I think the most exciting implication is that subsurface oceans might have been common among the large Kuiper Belt objects when they formed." The result shows that Pluto and other big dwarf planets in the Kuiper Belt, such as Eris, Makemake, and Haumea, might have had subterranean oceans since their formations. According to the researchers, this could have altered the habitability of these distant, cold worlds. Pluto, according to New Horizons, is a complicated small world with broad, smooth, icy plains of frozen nitrogen split into terrains and mountains made of water ice with methane snow on top. Pluto also has a very thin atmosphere of nitrogen, methane, and carbon monoxide, which glows faintly as a blue ring around the dwarf planet when viewed backlit by the sun by New Horizons. Pluto has 5 moons. Despite the fact that it's much smaller than Earth, if there's an ocean below, this already weird environment will become increasingly stranger. What do you think about the ocean hidden in Pluto? Share your views with us in the comment section below.